Hey guys, Teemingjoker here. I'm going to go over the top 5 specialists in my opinion. I'm going to start off with Crash. Crash has always been my favorite for the longest time. I haven't actually gone away from him until recent. He's perfect for going for long kill streaks and high score streaks. Because this assault pack will give you more ammo, which also, on a side note here, allows you to not have to run scavenger for most guns because of it filling you all the way up with ammo. So that in turn opens up the door for flak jacket, tac mask, any of those perk ones you want, or even another. You can focus if you can only run 2 perks. Now you can run a perk 2 and perk 3 if you want instead of a perk 1. The assault pack also gives you a plus 25 per kill extra points. So that's in turn helps you get to those big score streaks quickly. The specialist ability itself, the TAC 5, is really useful for team-oriented games, which welcome to Call of Duty is every multiplayer game mode. It gives everybody on your team 200 life points or 200 health, and that's very useful, especially if you can time it right when they're in a gunfight and they're about to get rushed again because they're weak, stim shot's not up or whatnot, and all of a sudden you pop your TAC 5, they go from 1 health to 200. Lets them get back in the fight a lot faster. He's always been my favorite. Honestly, if I had to choose out of all these which one's my first choice, it would probably be Crash. Number 2 on the list is Prophet. And the reason I am choosing this one is you'll probably go in any game and there will be at least one Prophet playing, because his Seeker Mine is the most annoying thing ever. It is, if you're going against people going with high score streaks, you have a very good shot of ruining their day by your Seeker Mine targeting them, because he's a very easy target at that point, ends all streaks. It also shows you where the team is, which is nice, so you kind of just stay a little bit distance behind it. It'll target wherever the enemy is, which is also useful for map awareness. The actual specialist ability, the Tempest gun, used to not be good at all, but they buffed it and then they nerfed it again, but the nerf was not viable to where I think it needs another nerf personally. But the Tempest gun is just broken. You shoot somebody with it, which it's already got crazy hip fire accuracy. It's once it targets them, if there's a group of them around, it chains to everybody, which is super useful, especially after Christmas time, where everybody seems to be, nobody's got their own routes they're taking. Everybody's traveling as a group, which is okay. It's inexperience of the map, so everybody sticks together, which was where Tempest shines. It takes 2 shots to kill somebody with it, or if it's a group of them together, if it chains to one and chains back to them, they'll end up dying at that point. But overall, it's a good specialist to run. Okay, number 3 on the list is Ruin, and this has been a recent favorite, and later in this video I will discuss where I use them. But the grapple gun is extremely useful for mobility. I think it's one of the fastest equipment recharges, so that being said, it's really useful for getting around the map quick, which will probably already give you an idea of what classes I use that for. The Grav Slam in combo with the grapple gun is really nice. If someone's got a UAV up and you see them all spawning or they're all grouped together, kind of like how I said the Tempest chains them, well, this one you just grapple up over top of them all, come down on them with Grav Slam, and you kill the entire team. It kills barricades, it kills everything. So it's really nice. My 4th favorite, and this one's been an on and off, I really was a big fan of her in Black Ops 3, was Seraph. Her equipment tac deploy, I would say is not as useful in like team deathmatch, but say for example, I've heard that in Search and Destroy, it basically gives you another life if you pop your tac deploy, which obviously can be very useful to have an extra life and already see where they're at and spawn back in and know exactly where you got to go to kill the enemy. But also for matches like objective game types like Domination, for example, you got your whole team, it's a big fight at B. Well, if you spawn a tac deploy somewhere out to the side of it instead of back in behind A or B, whichever one you control, now everybody spawns right on B. It allows you to control it more often, and overall it's a very useful equipment for objective game types. The Annihilator, I mean, there's not much to say about this. It's a pistol that is shoots through everybody. So if say 5 of them are lined up for the fun of it, I don't know why they ever would be. You shoot one annihilator shot and they're all dead. But it's a one shot, one kill, and very quick aim. It's a revolver, so standard iron sights. It's not like you're scoped in a mile long with a sniper scope. So it's really useful in that regards. But it does require good accuracy to use it, so you won't see as many people using it. But again, it's still my favorite. I wouldn't say it's up there with Crash, but out of all the others, this is definitely my favorite now. Last but not least on the list is Torque. I don't normally run Torque. Usually the group of guys I play with, they're the ones running Torque, but I see its uses, and if I have to run it, I'll run it, and it's really nice for blocking off paths and just forcing them one direction, which is extremely useful. A lot of people don't pay attention to the barricades. If you place it right, the heat waves or whatever the heck comes out of the front of that barricade will end up killing people, and it slows them down as well. And same with razor wire. If they're not running stim shot, they get in it, they can't heal while they're in it, which is nice. Stim shot is a counter to that. I would say Torque is extremely useful overall. Objective, any kind of game mode you want to play. The only counter to him really is the new hero or new specialist Zero, which with the nerfs that they did to Zero, it's not as big of a deal anymore. So Torque's back in it again. I would say before the nerf, Torque was probably my least favorite, or least one to use, just because of Zero. You always had 2 zeros, up the chances of getting an EMP grenade on your stuff, or worst cases, they have their specialist ability and take over your barricade, and for some reason you're on the other side of your barricade, and now you're dying to your own barricade. Congratulations. So going over what I said earlier about which specialist I choose, Crash is one that I kind of will just use. It's just a go-to if things aren't going well. I haven't played with them lately, but that's because I've been starting to go for nuclears and whatnot, so I've been only running UAV and counter UAV. The benefits of it are mainly with guns like the Titan, guns that you know you're going to get high score streaks with. And it's also nice if you're going against guys that you've played recently and it's either a sweaty lobby or whatnot, and you're going to need tac mask or flak jacket for that game. Well, now you can take off scavenger and use Crash to allow you for tac mask. The other one that I played with is Prophet, which I usually tend to use this one, or Seraph. Seraph and Prophet kind of go together. It's just personal preference on what I feel like using. Will be when I'm using assault rifles, tight LMGs, or snipers, whatever, ranged guns where I'm not going to be running gun. The Ruin, though, is the one that I will most definitely be running for all running gun classes. My go-to gun is Spitfire, so Ruin goes well with Spitfire. Torque, kind of stick with LMGs when I use that. But that's my top 5. Let me know what you think, and see you next time.